As you know, Burlington-based Gutierrez Company is proposing to rezone this 15.5-acre parcel of land located at Wheeler Road off Middlesex Turnpike known as the Canyon to allow for a new mixed-use retail and restaurant concept. In its current form, however, the site needs substantial environmental remediation.
Cleared and is not in its native condition. This was probably part of the clearing that was done for the highway. All of the soils that are here are really not original soils, not original dirt. You can see over this way some of the sand and rock that's been brought in, and a lot of it contains contaminated materials, lead and some other heavy metals throughout there. And across the entire site there's a variety of materials that have been dumped here over the years. The state has used this as a dumping ground and a maintenance area for snow and maintenance for construction activities. And even as you look over here, there's piles of rock and soil and other concrete and asphalt in different areas that have been left here over the years.
Because of the topography of the site, there are 50-foot drops that create a buffer between abutting properties and the canyon site.
As we look over behind me, you also can see one of the higher sections of the wall. This is probably approaching 50 feet high in there. And the plan would be to not disturb any of that wall. All of the development that we will have will be pushed over to the area of the site away from the wall and will all be below this wall. So even the roof of the building will sit below that current elevation.
Given the adjacent traffic, this site isn't ideal for recreational activities.
As you can see standing here, some of this northerly section of the site is open, and it opens right up to the highway. This land isn't really well situated or suited for a lot of recreational activities or even for housing or residential uses, given its proximity and the number of cars on the road nearby.
Lead and other heavy metals aren't the only materials that call the canyon site home.
So as you can see here, we've reached the end of the canyon, which you can see there's a pretty high wall, probably 30 feet high or so in here. A bunch of other materials that have been dumped and left here over the years, tires, barrels, and the like. This area shows that it's going to take a fair amount of work to redevelop it or reuse it for anything, and isn't really in the shape that it should be left unattended. People have been dumping things over the years, including the DOT, and we certainly have the capabilities to bring the property back to life and have it be useful and used again in a way that will provide some value not only to the area residents but also economic benefit to the town.
For more information on the canyon site and the Gutierrez Company's proposal, please visit burlingtoncanyon.com.